are you this morning?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Groovy fine. Groovy fine. Everything's great. Uh-oh. See, Jack doesn't have her green dot. But
Let me get you.
yeah, see,
I didn't have one. Good morning, y'all.
good morning. And
Yeah,
for
girl.
those of you who are on Clubhouse and YouTube, for the YouTube, you hear good mornings coming from Clubhouse, and we say good morning to you. Welcome, Dr. V and Dr. T. Oh, this is the first time the doctors came in back to back. Got the surgeon in the house, and they're much more than that. Good morning, Brother G. Everybody's got a first initial. For those of you us on YouTube, I say welcome to Conversations with Dr. Jerome. Today is number 303. We got 63 days left in the year. 63 days for us to continue this journey of obedience. The Lord said to Joshua, he said, I want you to gather the people and have them to sanctify themselves, because tomorrow I'm going to do marvelous things. I'm going to do wondrous things. We get excited when we hear wondrous and marvelous, but we need to read the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey would have said, the rest of the story. When we see the end, that's a benefit we have, to see how they finished, and then we can go back and see their journey, why they had to be on this journey, this path in the first place. What is it that the Lord actually did? It left thousands of people dead. So he said, tomorrow I'm going to do marvelous or wondrous things. So prepare yourselves for what's coming. Can I tell you, I don't even have to say that I need to, can I prophesy to you? If you just read the news, pay attention halfway, then you'd see that something is about to come, something's about to happen. Not just in this country, it's more personal than that. I'm talking about in our lives. Not to experience the power of God, or as the scripture says, that the glory of God is going to be revealed in us. Something about to happen. So the Lord he's having us, we're preparing ourselves for what's about to happen. I can say this. I can say that as much as I read, study, and stay in the presence, as much as I do that, getting overly indulged in the things that's going on around the world. Yeah, for us, if we can become, I don't know if I should say overwhelmed, but because that's the term that I can think of right now, we can begin to be overwhelmed. And when you couple those things, that truth, with our day-to-day activities and responsibilities, and wanting to be on top, and we have this opportunity for relief, just through obedience. It doesn't have to make sense. If it made sense, then it wouldn't require our faith. And our faith would never grow if the Lord explained himself, if he explained the things that he's instructed us to do. It wouldn't make sense. I'll tell you, I've had so many conversations, and over the past few years, we've had so many conversations with Dr. Jerome. It had been on Wednesday mornings only, and then we expanded to the days that we fast. If it was the first 5 days of every month, then that's when we'd be on, plus every day. And then it was the first 10 days of every month. That, of course, would continue with the remaining Wednesdays. that we'd be here and speaking into your lives. And then it was 31 days, 30 days. And this year is every day. So we're here Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, talking about life, and the effects that life has on us, and whether how we are to respond to those effects, those challenges. When you look at things that's happening in this country, I can tell you there's some things, Dr. B, where I just have to turn the news off. There's some things, there's some conversations that I don't want to be involved in. There's things that the church continues to struggle with every year. And it becomes, when you know truth and you continue to tell them, don't do it, and they do it anyway. And you can see the effects that it has on their children and on their children's children. See, the devil isn't after, he's not just after you, he's after the generations of you, the generations to come. So we begin to sow seeds of righteousness and right living and good choices. We begin to sow seeds that build on the stone, this firm foundation of Jesus Christ. We sow seeds of love, not hate, of peace, not war, of worship and not complaining. We do these things when you see what love is, but we still struggle. And when I say the church, I heard something the other day that had me angry. It was just a little video clip from, and I don't do this, but I'm going to do it for this, for Donnie Swaggart, from him. It was shared with me, and it angered me. And the reason why it angered me, it's not the obvious. If you were to watch it, I'll just tell you, this man, he's the son of Jimmy Swaggart in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He called out the black church. Now, he's not black. He's white. He said, now, before I tell you these things, I say these things, I know that I'm going to be called a racist and every negative name in the book. Was it a racist statement? Does that make him a racist? Or whatever, you know. But he called out the black church for supporting black candidates who happen to be Democrats. Now, I'm neither Democrat nor am I a Republican. I vote for the person who can best speak for me without me being there or telling them what to say. Who's more in agreement with who I am or what I believe. And I can tell you, what this man did, first, he was disrespectful to the Vice President of the United States. Referred to her as that woman. And then he challenged the black church and said, where the black church is supporting evil and all manner of evil debauchery and abortion and same-sex or LGBTQ. There's some others that I'm not familiar with, but the gay and the lesbian and all of these things, everything evil, the black church is. And he commanded or rebuked the black church and said that we need to come out from among them. And we need to live lives and just all sorts of stuff that he's saying. And I could only listen to, I didn't listen to all of it. And some of the things that he said did not apply to a black church, but to the church. And it's not a new message. But you made it racist when you called out black people and the black church. The reason why there is a black church is because black folks weren't permitted to worship with the white folks. So, I mean, I'm considering all of these things, and I hear some of the response to the things that he said, encouraging people. He only told half of the story, because the truth is that, you know, you don't support abortion on one side, but you support the death penalty. And so many innocent people have been put to death. Not just innocent babies, but innocent people, men primarily, who have been put to death. So, I mean, you're looking at this. Well, for me, I'm just telling you where I've been. Looking at this, and then being in ministry over 47 years, and seeing how ministerial effects have had on the body of my grandfather, my father, my mother, and others, my uncle, even with me, how it positions you sometimes in opposition to people you love, and how ministry can alienate you from people you care about, where folks who you desire, who you know you're born into a family, and the family you're born into doesn't believe, or doesn't participate, or doesn't support your call, but you keep moving on. Jesus said, "Who is my mother? Who is my brother?" You know, but you keep pressing. And now we come to this place. Every year we're having the same conversations about Halloween. Every year you talk about the evils and the deception, and there's warning this day, and how we talk about how, with some to a degree, how this day, the 31st of October, how it's evolved for over 2,000 years. It was a Celtic festival of Samhain, and which is observed on the 31st of October. They primarily they believe that there is a boundary between the living and the dead that's blurred on the 31st, between the 31st and the 1st of November, 31st of October and 1st of November, and they believe that spirits are able to roam the earth. So it was in the 8th century, somewhere around there, that Pope Gregory III designated November 1st as All Saints' Day, also known as All Hallows Day. Some cultures have November 1st as the Day of the Dead, where they celebrate the dead. And I believe that it ties to the Celtic belief that the boundaries are blurred, and dead spirits, the dead and the spirits were able to roam the earth. So they celebrate the Day of the Dead, and then folks came up with these excuses, the reasons why we dress up. They dress as witches and devils and demons and all these other things, and ghosts. It is to appease, to celebrate these evil spirits, or these dead spirits, and all this stuff. And but it's what it's done is they forget about the obvious. Now, there are people who are Satan, worshipers of Satan, who celebrate this day, and this is the day that Christians support them. Christians dress like them to appease them. They're even offering sacrifices on this day to appease these spirits. It's crazy stuff, and then dealing with, or having the conversations with other pastors when they ask me, well, what are you going to do as an alternative? And I've asked them before, what's an alternative to drinking poison? They said, well, you just don't do that. And I said, absolutely. So we're not going to dress this up as something and participate anyway, because it's the same day, and it's the same, the occult practices that's glorifying darkness. And when I mean by that, evil. It's been commercialized to the point where people think that it's harmless now. But these dangers are just wearing a mask, and participating in them still opens negative doors, the doors to negative influences, doors to evil spirits, and with some people who said that these things were harmless, and they were doing these chants seen on now that they can watch it, not cartoons, but the animations, and then you consider this other truth. For me, I'm just telling you where I've been, and you consider this other truth that on a show that I don't think that I've ever watched. I didn't even know about it, but I saw it on this on a talk show where some writers of this particular show had been trying to draw in a crowd. They said it was just some harmless fun, and they wrote about children or people practicing witchcraft and casting spells, and they had them chanting, and a real witch from New Orleans called into the show to speak with the writers and said that what you're doing, these are real chants, these are real spells, and by the children repeating these things, you have them releasing demonic activity in their homes. This is a power that they're not prepared to handle. So there was a witch who warned these shows that we watch and we consider them to be harmless, and we're activating all of these things. Even the whatever the singer, performing artist, whatever the title is, Cardi B, who said that she didn't want to continue to do that. It was on her contract, the songs and things that she was doing. Now she's a mom. She said, I just want to be a mom. I don't want that life anymore. She says, because my music activates demons. It activates demons. So there's things that's going on in this, in the lives and in our homes and in our families, and much of it is allowed to continue by the things that we watch and the music we listen to, even conversations that we have, and practices that we participate in. And as the church, these continue, we pray one thing, we quote and declare another thing, but then we live something totally different. And then we continue to participate. Yeah, I understand there's struggles. There's things that we struggle with. There are habits that we're fighting and pressing our way through. But when I'm talking about, things in conversation, I've had conversation, counseling sessions with some people where I tell you what, I just need some orange juice and a nap afterwards. Just go and do something different that has absolutely nothing to do with the conversation that I've been having, and I guess I said all of that in consideration to something that I just received. I received some emails where I saw them this morning, and they were some video clips from some of you on YouTube, on Clubhouse, and from Jubilee for the pastor's appreciation, and these were some video clips, watery and your heart smiled. I say to you that was the clip when I'm up pressing or just doing what I needed to do, helping others and talking to folks in different countries and people with needs and providing counsel, and they say, well, I just need some wisdom from them. It seems like it's glorious, but I can tell you that the glories of heaven respond, but here on earth, you got to have an outlet. There's got to be something. that there's got to be something. And you all, the things that you said in these clips, and even from Sunday, this was a surprise to me and to my wife. Said to me about knowing that you're loved, and this is why they did it. And my response, I didn't mean for it to sound negative or anything. My response was, I know how much you love me by how you treat my wife. I can tell your degree and the depth of your true love for me and how you respond to her. Yeah, many times I prefer. I mean, thank you goes a long way, but it does me well. It does me good to see that my wife is remembered and honored. Someone asked about just life in the military, and my wife said to me, "Thank you for always providing." She said that, "Thank you for providing for me and my children." I'm thinking, well, they're mine too, right? I mean, they look like me. But it was personal. She was just saying thank you for all the things that she's had and the benefits, the sacrifice. I didn't see it as sacrifice. I saw it as a necessity to provide for my family. Being here, being there with them. So, it was almost the first time she said thank you for babysitting. I said, babysitting who? These are my children. I don't babysit my children. I'm their dad. And you need time to get away and do the things that, but she said thank you. And I was thinking about our life versus some of the others. There are people who didn't have what I had. I had a wife, I can be confident that my house and my children are cared for because they're with their mom. I didn't make a lot of money back then, but this girl would take $75 and feed us for the month. Commissary, of course. So, I mean, all of these things, she's never been wasteful, but always been supportive in that she's taken care of the house. And even with ministry. So I was able to do the things that we were able to do, the things that we're able to do because we're a team, we work together. But because I had her. Because I had her. She had me. But I had her. I'm able to focus on this person who's trying to kill me. I had her. I'm not worried about things that's going on at home. I had her. And there are so many sacrifices that we make. And then fights that we have to endure. And the considerations that are just swimming through our heads. But God. Many are the decisions and many are the devices or the thoughts in our hearts. The Proverbs, it was 1921, I believe it is. It says that they are many, they are varied. But he said it's the original purpose or the purpose of the counsels of the Lord always prevail. Now, the original plan or the original purpose, it's called the purpose of the Lord will always prevail. So in that, you know your purpose. I know the plan of the Lord for my life. I know the plan of the Lord for this space, this place that I find myself in. I have to look beyond the challenge of right now and hold on to the purpose. I've got to look beyond the pain of this experience and remember the purpose that God said. And because he said it, the original plan or the purpose of the Lord always prevails. If you don't stop you're going to take full advantage or reap the full benefits of his plan for you if you don't stop pressing. If you don't stop moving forward, you'll reach the top. If you don't stop, the only powerful enough to stop you is you, because you're moving in the plan, the purpose, the provisions of God. He said that I will perfect those things concerning you. He said, I'm going to complete everything that I start, or everything that I begin in you is already complete in glory. And it's just your continued steps, your continued pressing is what's going to bring this out. So I encourage some of you need to turn the news off. We're watching too much. Some of us need to walk away from conversations concerning Democrat or Republican. You know, if you're going to talk about the shortcomings or the views or the spiritual challenges that voting Democrat, and it's really not that they're saying voting Democrat, it's voting for Kamala Harris. It's then what you're really saying is that this black woman, and then the argument is that, oh, she's not black, she just became black when she was running for, no, she'd been, you look at her birth certificate, her father's Jamaican, that's black, and her father's name just happens to be Donald J. Harris. Yeah, so, and her grandfather, you go back to father, and he could pass, but he was still black, and her mother is Indian. So, she's the same complexion as one of my sisters, and her sister's complexion as a different sister. The darker one never had the issue of whether or not he was black. The lighter complected has been fighting all her life to prove her blackness and to connect with who she is. I mean, just about even a white person born in East Oakland is black. But she's had to struggle and fight for that. She's always identified this way, even though there's false evidence appearing with fear mongering is having her. The people have identified her as otherwise, other than what she's always fought, proved that she was, or that she is. And but some of the folks are going so bold as they're saying, I'm supporting a felon. Not just a felon, but 34 felonies. I'm not the way that I'm just telling you, if you're going to tell the truth, tell the whole truth. Know the whole story. We're getting ready to vote, y'all. You should be informed. All right? But these are things you're not allowed to overwhelm you. You know, and that's what I'm talking about. I was getting to that place and watching the news and seeing what is it this dude is doing now, this former president is doing, and what is it that the current vice president of the United States is doing. So anyway, watching those clips and what you all did for my wife and I on Sunday, it was necessary, more so than you can realize. Not just the day that you decided to do it. I don't know if you knew that it was the day that we had always honored my father, the fourth Sunday of October, his appreciation. Or if this is just something that the Lord, the Holy Spirit led you to, knowing the depth of significance, at least for me, and this being at a time when, David said, when my soul is overwhelmed, lead me to a rock that is higher than I. For thou hast been a shelter unto me, a strong tower against my enemies. And, there's a song that would go back to it and say, when my soul is overwhelmed, lead me to a rock that's higher than I. What is the name of the song? What is the name of that song? We sing it in adoration, going into worship. I can't name of the song, but it's from Psalm, I think it's 52. Nonetheless, folks, I just wanted to say thank you, and to remember that it doesn't matter what the masses are doing. It can this day that's coming up, the 31st, is hazardous to your spiritual health. It's hazardous to your spiritual health, to every believer. And the only alternative is don't participate in it. Turn off your light. Don't buy the candy. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Don't do the party. Don't dress up. Don't participate in any way. That would be my warning to you. Will, I think maybe that you had enough, heard enough. I don't know why I shared all of that, why this went that way. Maybe it was just necessary for me to express why what you did, your thank you, and the gifts that you gave, from the cards, and we read every one of them, even the gift cards, and the seed, just thank you. It was on time. The videos, I would love for those to play on Saturday, and Sunday, and we're working on that. I didn't know what videos you were talking about on Sunday. But, just thank you 1,000 times. Thank you. Well, folks, that's going to be my time. Hear my cry, oh God. No, but that's not the name of the song. That's a part of the song. But I'll think of it and post something. Maybe somebody will post something in the chat, because you can go back and watch the replay on YouTube. Check them all out. I encourage you to like, to subscribe, follow, share. If you do that, then when we go live, you should receive a notification. Things are happening around the world. There's a global reset. Your finances that you've been struggling with and believing God for more is coming. Folks, we need to make sure that we're in position to receive what He's about to release to us. Because for 303 days, you've shown your faithfulness in that you've been fasting and seeking God and coming together here on Reuben Clubhouse for a word, just fellowship. I just speak that this is the day of that Galatians 4 becomes your reality, in that you're growing up and you're maturing to the place where you can receive more. You can receive more. So, this day, this is your moment. This is your opportunity, and you have 63 more. That's it. We started this journey looking at 366 days. We're at 63 days left in the year. This is the year of divine perfection. The Lord said, I'm perfecting those things concerning you. 366 steps to get from the one door to the next, from one level to the next. 366 steps. That's a lot of steps, y'all. We get winded after about 16 of them. But 366 steps, what level is He taking you to? 366 steps. The next assignment. But you got to get up there to receive it. I can say that I honor you today, and I'm proud of each one of you. What does that mean? You made it this far. You're still here. Nobody's tripping over what's behind us. Only people walking backwards can trip over what's behind them, but our focus is forward. And what's behind us can't harm us anymore. Move forward. Okay, I see the title of the song. Next, is it Hear My Cry? Is that the part of the song? Please put that up again because I missed it. I only saw a part of it. All right. Well, for those of you on YouTube, I invite you to come over to Clubhouse and we can have a conversation. It's kind of wide open now because I was talking about the challenges that I'd faced and the benefits of the thank you and your express appreciation and the honor for my wife and for me. Thank you. I speak blessings and peace and favor and strength for each one of you. Psalms 61 verse 2. Thank you. And I declare, maybe that was it. Psalm 61 2 is where we needed to be. Is definitely where I needed to be. And I had a reminder. For those of you on YouTube, you can come on over to Clubhouse, join us here, Conversations with Dr. Jerome. I really want to hear what it is that you have to share, your valued ads. If you just want to come and receive more, listening to some of the others who are there in the platform waiting to release. Now, don't worry, it won't be all day. Everybody only has about 3 minutes to talk. So you can come over and you can receive what it is that's going to make you even stronger. Bring a little bit more definition to the things that we've heard this morning. But I speak blessings to you and peace and wisdom and guidance. And I remind you that the mercies of the Lord met you when you opened your eyes. And the loving kindness, with his loving kindness, he strengthens, he sustains you. He'll never leave you or forsake you. He'll never walk away from you. And he's even made it so that we can approach the throne of grace boldly if we need to find some more mercy. Have mercy on me, O God, according to thy unfailing love. David was doing some crying out, wasn't he? Sounds like I've been on that journey. But I'll see you all tomorrow morning at the same time. The Lord is doing something, and it's just for you. If you believe that, you can go ahead and give him some praise right where you are. Right. We'll see you on Clubhouse for those of you who are coming over. Blessings to you. Remember that you're empowered to prosper because you apply.